Good Morning Miramar, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. right here, right now.
Good morning, Miramar. My name is Danielle Realis, Marketing Coordinator with the City of Miramar's Office of Marketing and Public Relations. Today is Tuesday, May 22nd. We have a wonderful show planned for you today. First, we'll be joined by Monica Poyon, Natural Resources Administrator with Broward County's Air Quality Control Program, here to talk to us today about Air Quality Awareness Month. Then I will be joined by my colleague, Tamika Bickham. We'll be talking to each other and I will be quizzing her on her hurricane preparedness knowledge, so I hope that you all tune in to quiz yourselves as well. Be sure to comment on our live Facebook stream or dial into our program with any questions you may have. We can be reached at 1-877-2-MIRAMAR or by dialing 1-877-264-7262. The weather for today, Tuesday, May 22nd, will bring cloudy skies and some more rain. The high temperature will be 82 degrees and the low will be 75. The Miramar Community Garden is so excited and looking for volunteers for a tree planting pop-up day on Saturday, June 2nd at our Miramar Community Garden, which is located at 3700 Largo Drive in Miramar. Trees and shrubs, including banana, berries, cacao, pomegranate, coffee, and others will be planted in our garden to add to the existing fruit grove. Volunteers will plant alongside some special guests from the Tree Planting Foundation. Some of them include our programs manager, Lizzie Rainey, and lead arborist, Rico Montenegro. After the rewarding work, participants will enjoy a delicious lunch and an informative lecture from Mr. Montenegro about how to plant trees for success. To volunteer for this event or any other upcoming events with our Miramar Community Garden, please visit handsonbroward.org or call 954-602-3270. We are calling all dads. The City of Miramar is celebrating Father's Day this year in a big way. Join us on Saturday, June 2nd from 6 to 9 p.m. at our Miramar Town Center Plaza for the ultimate man cave experience. You'll have a chance to meet and greet with professional athletes, check out a car show, enjoy barbecue, brews, massages, barber grooming, and so much more. This event is just $5 per person and space is limited. Be sure to register today at fathersdaymancave.eventbrite.com. Join Vice Mayor Yvette Colburn for a Homeowners Association roundtable conversation that's happening Thursday, June the 7th from 6 to 9 p.m. at our Miramar Cultural Center. This networking event will provide homeowners, association groups, condominium associations, crime watch groups, and property management groups important legislative updates, as well as an opportunity for them to communicate their issues and concerns. For more information or to RSVP, you can call 954-602-3143 or 954-602-3131. You can also email ycolburn@MiramarFL.gov. We're inviting everyone to come out for our Caribbean American Heritage Celebration, sponsored by South Broward Community Health Services on Saturday, June the 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Shirley Bronca Park, located at 6900 Miramar Parkway. We invite you to rep your flag at this event featuring artists like Kerwin Du Bois, Ada, Hallie Ray, and Xavier. For information on how to register, you can visit CaribbeanAmericanHeritage2018.eventbrite.com. We're also having a wonderful Caribbean comedy night hosted by Major Hype, the Caribbean King of Comedy. That's happening Friday, June 29th at our Miramar Cultural Center. This fantastic show will feature top comedic talent from Jamaica, Barbados, and more in an unforgettable evening of hilarity. Comedian Rohan Gunter, more popularly known as Guntana Laugh, Nikki Crosby, the first female comedian stand-up in the Caribbean, and Chris Johnny Daly will have you laughing your socks off. Grab your tickets today by visiting MiramarCulturalCenter.org. There are still spaces available at many of our summer camps, so we do want you to make sure you get your child registered today. And for more information on our camps, you can visit the city's website at MiramarFL.gov. So that's all we have this morning for City News. Now, I'm very excited to be reintroducing our audience to Monica Poyon. She is the Natural Resources Administrator with Broward County's Air Quality Control Program. For those of you who don't know, May is actually Air Quality Awareness Month, so we're going to have a great conversation this morning about air quality in our county and how you can make better choices for cleaner air. So good morning, Monica.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well.
Good,
thank you.
good.
We appreciate you being on the show this morning.
It's my pleasure.
Now, before we get into air quality, tell us a little bit about your role with the Broward County government, and just tell us kind of like what you do with the air quality control program and your day-to-day responsibilities.
Okay. Well, I'm, like you said before, I'm the Natural Resource Administrator in the Environmental Engineering and Permitting Division. And I oversee the air monitoring and outreach group in Broward County. And so we have a unique network of ambient air monitors all around the county that monitor for criteria pollutants that are mandated by EPA. We look at that data on a regular basis to check our air quality, and then we notify the public if our air quality is compromised. So if we have any issues, we can notify those folks that are sensitive in population, have sensitive health issues, that they should limit their outdoor activity while we're experiencing unhealthy air.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then we have the outreach group, we have the outreach group that goes out and they inform the public on every aspect of air.
Definitely. Now, I think air is something that a lot of us take for granted. You know, we
Yes.
go outside and we're not in a place that it's necessarily so obvious that there's an issue with air quality. You know, maybe some places like New York or Los Angeles that you can see really what air pollution's doing to the quality of air.
Right.
Tell us why air quality awareness is important for a place like Broward County where it might not be so obvious.
Well, because our air can be compromised by a lot of the different activities that we do on a daily basis, like driving our vehicles and just the use of electronic devices, because anything that we use that has an energy source will impact our air. And there are a lot of people who are very sensitive to smog, they're sensitive to particle pollution, which comes from natural fires. So, you know, it's very important for people to be aware that there is a program out there and that they need to be mindful of what's in their air so that they can better protect themselves when there are issues with our air. And we do have issues with our air on certain times of the year, especially when we have fires in the Everglades. And that's when we have a lot of people who experience respiratory issues, especially those who have asthma.
Absolutely. Now, can you tell us a little bit about how your office controls the emissions that are put into our air and how you monitor air quality?
Absolutely. So we have regulations that are out there. So for the regulated communities, anyone who emits air, we do have a compliance and licensing program. So we do have compliance inspectors that go out on a regular basis to make sure that our industry is taking part in making sure that they're not contributing to air quality issues. So they, and then we have permitting that we have for those folks who need to get an air permit, if they're spray booths, if there are any industries that will pollute in our atmosphere, they do have to get a permit, and we do monitor what type of emissions go into the air from them. We also make sure that our monitors, we review the data from our monitors on a regular basis so that we can see what's actually out there and report it.
And can you tell us a little bit maybe about the condition of Broward's air quality right now?
Absolutely. Broward County has pretty good air quality. I would say that about 75 to 80% of our air quality is in the good range. Okay. There are ranges of air quality that is synonymous across the country. So there's levels that are good, unhealthy, moderate, unhealthy for sensitive groups, unhealthy, and hazardous. So Broward County has never gotten into the hazardous. I don't think I've ever seen it in unhealthy, but we have been in unhealthy for sensitive groups. And typically we see that during our ozone season, which is typically March, April, and May.
Okay, and tell us a little bit more about the ozone season.
So ozone season is when we experience a high level of smog. And that comes from vehicle emissions, very dry conditions, and a lot of beautiful sunlight. And that's usually, Florida usually experience high levels of ozone during April, May, and March, April, and May, because those are our drier season.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Now, for populations who are sensitive, tell us maybe a little bit about how they can make sure that they're notified when the air quality is probably not safe for them.
Absolutely. So there are several different ways that they can get notifications. We have a notification system that if they go to our website, www.broward.org/environment, they can sign up for alerts. And the alert will alert them if it's good, moderate, unhealthy. They set up the level in which they want to be notified. They can also check our website and our Facebook page. We do have social media, which is Broward Environment. And we always post what our air quality will be for the next day. And we post our forecast too. We do forecast air quality by 1 o'clock each day.
Oh, wow. And, that's something, it's like I said, the typical population, maybe people who aren't sensitive to, allergies or asthma and things like that, wouldn't necessarily think like, oh, it's a big deal. But I know that there's so much, especially, our residents, many residents in Miramar who could be affected by it.
Absolutely. And even when you're healthy, we still encourage folks to take precautions, especially when we start seeing the levels unhealthy for sensitive groups. We do want healthy people to kind of limit their outdoor activities during those hours which we anticipate seeing higher levels of pollution.
Absolutely. Now, since May is Air Quality Awareness Month, I'm sure there are ways that we can help to combat negative levels of bad air quality in our air. Tell us some ways that our residents can make some better choices.
Absolutely. So what we typically encourage our community to do is use different transportation options. You can ride your bike, walk, carpool. It's estimated that there are 3 vehicles to every household, and you'll be amazed at how many people, there's one person in each car going from point A to point B. So if you combined your trips and carpool, that will cut back significantly on vehicle emissions. That contributes to our pollution. Also, just making small changes like adjusting your thermostat because you're not using as much energy, and that reduces emissions that's carbon emissions that goes into our environment. Planting trees, very simple. Our tree canopy is incredible here in Broward County, and that contributes to scrubbing pollution out of the air.
That's good to know. And you can participate in our tree planting day at our Miramar Garden. So shameless plug, we're going to plug it in there. But thank you so much, Monica, for sharing that information. Now, if you could just share with our audience just one more time the website and the Facebook and social media pages where they can get those alerts.
Absolutely. So if you go to our website, which is www.broward.org/environment, you will see our webpage. We're under the air quality webpage, and you'll get all the information where you can get alerts for air quality. Also, you can go to our social media page. It's Broward Environment. We have Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
Wonderful. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you so much for having me.
Having you on the show today and giving us really important information. I learned a lot today, so I'm sure our audience did as well. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we return, we're going to be talking about hurricane preparedness. Hurricane season is coming up June 1st, so we want to make sure that you all are prepared. Stay tuned. Good morning, Miramar, and welcome back. I am joined again by Monica Pollon, and we also have my colleague Tamika Bickham. I'll have her introduce herself in just a second, but we're going to take a minute to talk about hurricane preparedness. So, Tamika.
Well, hurricane season, it's here, right? In the next week and a half, we officially kick off hurricane season. So I know we all, have to be prepared. Last season, we were definitely probably most of us struck by surprise with the hurricane season and a severe storm that came through. So I know we're ready for this quiz to see how prepared, we all probably learned some things last season.
Absolutely.
And we want to be as prepared as possible for this season. So.
Yes. So to give everyone an idea of what we're going to do, this resource is actually taken from Broward.org's website. So you can actually take a quiz to test your hurricane preparedness knowledge. But we're going to take the quiz live on air today. We're putting both Tamika and Monica on the spot. I've taken the quiz, so I will be proctoring and giving everyone answers and helpful tips. But if you would like to participate as well, please sound off in the comments area on social media at City of Miramar on Facebook, and we'll definitely connect with you there. So, the first question. To adequately prepare for a hurricane, your family should have enough food and water to be self-sufficient for how many days? A, 1 day. B, 1 to 2 days, C, 3 to 5 days, or D, 7 days?
I'm going to go with D.
Sure, D.
So D, 7 days?
I was going to say 3 to 5, but why not have a little bit more? Let's go with D.
Okay, so you should have gone with your first answer. And test takers out there, always go with your first answer.
Yeah.
So C is the correct answer to question 1, which is 3 to 5 days. And to adequately prepare for a hurricane, make sure to have at least 3 to 5 days of food, water, and medicine available when sheltering in your home or in a designated shelter area. And just a fun fact, so did you know in the end of 2017, Hurricane Irma actually knocked out power to 80% of Broward County. Some neighborhoods in South Florida were without electricity for 2 weeks. So,
wow.
Even though both of you answered 7 days, sometimes it might be good to be a little bit over-prepared, but definitely minimum 3 to 5 days is where you need to be able to be self-sufficient. So, great job, ladies.
Okay.
So, the next question is concerning your hurricane kits. Now, your hurricane kit should include at least how many gallons of water per person per day? The possible answers are A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 4.
3, right?
It's 1, I think.
Wait. Repeat the question.
So
Per person, right?
Per person.
per person per day. So
Per
how
day.
many gallons of water?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 1.
1.
1.
1 per person per day.
1 is correct. So the correct answer is 1 gallon of water per person in your home per day. The reason being is water is one of your most important resources to consider during a long-term emergency. Following a disaster, clean drinking water might not be available, and your regular water could be cut off or compromised due to contamination or lack of electricity. So you should have plenty available for you, your family, and your pets. So it's just something to consider.
I was going to add that because I remember last year them saying water for you and your pets.
Yeah.
As well.
So your
each
pets,
person.
there are loved ones as well. So we need to make sure we have enough water for them also. And now another did you know? Filling your bathtub before a hurricane can help to flush your toilets after the storm. So just that water pressure, just going down the toilet and making sure that you don't have that waste collecting, because that won't be good.
No.
Right.
No. So the next question is on evacuations, which many people are affected, and it's definitely a real possibility here in South Florida. So if you are asked to evacuate, when should your family plan to leave? 1 hour before the storm is forecast to arrive, as early as 48 hours in advance of the storm, but no later than 24 hours before the storm is forecasted to arrive, anytime you feel like you need to, or when the conditions start to get bad.
Buzzer. B. I feel like we need a buzzer.
I know. I agree. B, I think, would be the best.
Between 24
Yes.
and 48.
So B is the correct answer. In order to afford your family adequate time to leave an evacuation zone and to also get settled in before the storm, you need to make sure that you leave as quickly as you can once an order is issued. It's recommended that you finish your evacuation 24 hours before a storm is scheduled to make landfall. Now, just a helpful tip. If you evacuate, let relatives or close friends know when you left and where you're going. Always follow the direction of emergency officials if you are in an evacuation zone. Remaining at home during an evacuation can not only put your family in danger, but it can also delay first responders from getting to others in need of resources less available during an emergency. So that's something really important to consideration, not just for your own safety, but also for the safety of others.
Right. And I think this year or last year, they notified us in ample time for people to evacuate, and they had shelters open, and so people were able to make those decisions far before the 48-hour, 24-hour
Right.
time frame.
Absolutely. And also you just want to make sure, because there's going to be a lot of people evacuating at the same time, to beat that traffic and that, clogged roads. And things like
Right.
that. So another question. Most hurricane deaths come from flooding, lightning, wind, storm surges, or tornadoes.
Do you have a guess?
I'm going to guess lightning, maybe. Wait a minute, can you write the...
So most deaths in a hurricane come from flooding, lightning, wind, storm surges, or tornadoes.
Probably flooding.
I'm going to go with wind.
Okay, that was my first guess too. It's
Okay.
not wind.
All right.
So D is actually the correct answer, tornadoes.
Really?
Yes. Roughly, and here's a fact, roughly
Okay.
half of all U.S. deaths from tropical, oh no, I'm sorry everybody, I'm mistaken, it's not tornadoes.
Strike that from the
Strike that.
record.
I read that incorrectly, it's actually storm surges.
Storm
Okay.
surge. Okay.
Roughly half of all U.S. deaths from tropical cyclones are
Really?
due to the storm surge. And the rise of water levels from tropical cyclones push water toward the coast just before and during landfall. So, especially if you're on the coast, it's
Right.
really important to evacuate when they say to evacuate. So did you know beginning last year, the National Hurricane Center started using a new warning system for the threat of a storm surge. Watches and warnings with maps depicting the affected areas will be accompanied by surge-specific emergency messages. These new warnings will alert residents and businesses to how much water the storm is expected to push ashore and where.
That's
So
good
thank
to
you
know.
to the advance in technology. Now, Broward County has a great system, Alert Broward, which everyone should sign up for. So the question is, if you sign up for Alert Broward, the county's new emergency alert system, you can set up your account to do which of the following: send emergency text messages to your phone, voicemail emergency messages to any phone, get weather alerts that you're interested in, set quiet periods when you don't want alerts to come to you, or select a primary way to be the first delivery method, i.e. a text before a phone call, or F, all of the above.
It's F, all of the above.
You know that one. He's not getting that one
And
wrong.
our expert is not going to get that wrong, so the correct answer is to all of the above. Alert Broward features a number of customizations that allows residents and businesses to stay informed before, during, and after any emergency. You will only receive emergency notifications. And just another did you know, Alert Broward was used during Hurricane Irma, notifying residents living in the county's 2 evacuation zones. Residents who were in the Alert Broward system also received important information to help them ride out the storm. So we're hoping that everyone signs up using Alert Broward on our
a great resource.
BrowardCounty.org.
Yeah, it was a great system, and they tested it on county employees before they rolled out the system. And we received emails, we received text messages on our personal cells, on our county cell phones. We received emails on our personal emails and county emails. So it was thoroughly checked. So I think it's a great source for people to sign up for.
Definitely. Now our next question. Generators. You need them. Generators come in different sizes with the ability to generate a range of power. What items cannot be powered effectively by a 3,550 watt generator? Refrigerator, television, electric stove, air conditioner, or all of the above? I got this one wrong, so don't feel bad.
What do you think?
So I'm gonna say a refrigerator, because I'm thinking usually when people are using a generator, they rotate the refrigerator on and off, on and off. Like you can't keep it on there the full time frame, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
My guess was a stove, electric stove.
Okay. So
Are we both wrong?
I'll say
That's what I'm thinking.
my guess was a television and the air conditioner, but I was also wrong. But the right answer is electric stove.
Oh, good. All right.
So a 3,550 watt generator is generally the smallest generator which is available for a home. It can support enough electricity to continually run a refrigerator, a television, a 10,000 watt BTU wall air conditioning unit, and 4 75 watt bulbs.
Oh, it's good to know.
That's a pretty good tip. So there are a few more questions to this quiz, but we have run out of time today. So I appreciate you ladies for coming on and answering these questions with us and helping our residents get prepared for hurricane season. Now, for those of you who would like to take the rest of the quiz and just learn more about how you can be prepared for a hurricane, you can visit browardcounty.org. You can search this quiz. It's available on their website, so you can get more information. You can also visit MiramarFL.gov, where we have our hurricane preparedness guide with plenty of helpful information for you to stay safe beginning June 1st.
Absolutely. I know we all hope we don't have another hurricane season like last year, but in case we do, it's best to be prepared.
Absolutely. So thank you all for tuning in to Good Morning Miramar. Remember, we're live every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Wishing you all a great day, and remember, it's right here in Miramar. Bye-bye.